Hello everyone! So today I'm going to be doing something a little different. So I was shopping around for new art supplies and I came across this, and it's a colouring book, but it's 250 GSM, so it's kind of good for watercolour. I know that's not really thick paper, but it'll work. So there's some beautiful illustrations in here to paint. I just thought it might be something fun to do, so I could do it in episodes. So obviously, disclaimer, obviously, I'm just colouring it in, none of the sketches of mine, just that sort of stuff. So there's a picture on the back, and then on the front. So I'm just going to get set up, and then we can begin. Right, so I've just taped off the top, so I won't get a full border because of how the illustration in the book is. So that's okay. So I'm just going to spray the sky. I've always wanted to, well, I say wanted, in the future, I think it would be really cool one day to actually illustrate my own sort of colouring sketchbook. Colouring book, I mean. I know what I meant. I think that would be really nice to do. Because I do like my colouring books. I mean, apart from them being, I find them fun, I think they're also a great way for practicing new mediums, and also just practice in general. Because I mean, I'm really bad at colouring pencils. I do have a set, but I use them when I paint to colour over some of the areas that I think need more details. That's the way I use them. I just can't seem to get the hang of them. But yeah, I think colouring books are a great way to try new things and practice stuff. I also think they're fantastic for art block, because I think every artist, once or twice, has gone through their journey at least having art block once. I know I have. And I think they're a great way to combat art block, because whenever I have art block, I always feel like drawing, but I can never think of anything to draw. And I think colouring books are fantastic because they've already got the sketch there. So you're still doing something creative and still having fun without having the stress of having to think about trying to make something. And by the end of it, even if you still don't want to draw or paint, you've done something creative that day. So that's why I like them. So I just went on a little rant there. So this cloud's a little darker than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. It might dry lighter. I'm going to do that. And one up here. Yeah, that's more like it. That's how I wanted it to look. Maybe if I dab it a little bit, and maybe add a bit more water, it might lighten it up. There, like that. Gonna get my bigger brush. Just gonna get this yellow. Oh, sorry, you can't see. Just start working on all the trees. Just adding some yellow on most of them. More water. Going to spread that out a little bit more. So I've just mixed a little bit of this green, well, what's left over, just grabbing some around the corners. Just to make a light green. I'm going to add it to these. These are still wet. I'm going to wait for it to dry, these bits to dry, to add the real dark green for the shadows and stuff. So I'm just going to this round here. So yeah, back to waffling about colouring books again. Is it also? I also like watching videos here on YouTube of people's colouring books, because it's so much fun to see different people's styles and different ways of colouring. So someone could do warm colours, and someone else might do dark colours, and it's really fun to see how other people interpret the art and then put their own spin on it. Sorry, I'm not doing very well with my speaking of English today. I know what I meant. So I'm just going to dab this bit because it's cauliflowered a little bit. Just at the top. And this bit here. Should have waited for the sky to dry a bit more. So I've made myself 2 more greens. It's going to be my dark one. I'm just going to put this one here. So I'll just dot it places and let the water take it. I want it to go. A bit more yellow to it. And then I will let that dry before I add the real dark green that I want to put places, because I don't want it to blend into these greens too much and ruin what I've got so far. Oh, did I hit that? Oh well, it's fine. So while that's drying, let's work on the water. So I've just got a grey blue. Oh dear, disaster. Oh dear. So what, sometimes I wonder how I do art, since the fact I'm quite a clumsy person. Oh. So right now that's quite a gentle wash, and I kind of like how that looks. So my brush is quite dry and I'm just sweeping it across so it leaves these little white bits. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to right under here, and add a bit of green for the reflections. Just sort of pull it down a little bit. Wait for that to dry. Just added a bit of brown to my grey. Just a little bit, so I'm just going to sweep it across. Because most river water has a bit of a brown sort of tinge to it. Sort of add that places. I've almost forgot this bit. Oh dear. So yeah, I've done a little bit of work off camera, but not too much. I just added some colours on the grass and stuff. I'm just doing this bit, otherwise I would have forgotten. I also added a bit of brown on some of the banks. Some pebbles and stones here, sort of dotting them in. And then the reflection. Just like that. So now I'm going to take the dark green that I made earlier and add it to the gaps that I left where I thought it would look good. I didn't want to add too many greens, so I think I went for 3. I didn't want to overwhelm it. I still might have overwhelmed it, but it looks alright so far. Oh, paintbrush is falling apart. It's quite an old paintbrush. It's one of my favourites. It's been used a lot. I'm happy it's lasted this long, to be honest. Tree here. Like that. So here we go. Here's the finished colouring. I think maybe it might have been a bit too many colours here. I think it may have washed out some of the sketch, but altogether I think that looks really nice. Struggling to get the tape off. Yeah, it's got a border at the top. So that's the first page, and I can't wait to do all the others. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and you'll stay tuned for the other ones. Bye!